Welcome to Postpartum Sanctuary, a safe place for overwhelmed mothers. I'm really glad you're here.
This video is for the mom who is doing it and thriving. The mom who is surviving and still doing it all. This video is for the mom who is a superhuman, a supermom, and a superwoman, but sometimes feels that she is none of those things. The mom who feels that she's failing because she's having a hard time keeping her head above water. The mom who is saying, if I really was strong enough, I wouldn't be cracking. I wouldn't be losing my temper. I wouldn't be crying in my bedroom at 2 a.m. by myself. I wouldn't be pleading with God, why me? Like, why didn't you make me strong enough? That's a lie. You are strong and you are doing it. You're doing it every day that you wake up, you take your head off that pillow, you brush your teeth, you make those eggs, you put jelly on that toast, you feed yourself, you feed those kids, you get the house together, you go to work, you show up, you wipe some butts, you do it again and again and again and again. Like, you're doing it. And you are going to have the days that don't feel good, that we don't like, that we might not like to talk about or acknowledge, but you're a human being before you're a superhuman, okay? I want you to remember that. You are a human being who deserves grace and validation and support. And if you don't feel that you have those things, I'm so sorry. But here at Postpartum Sanctuary, you are going to be validated, you are going to be loved, and I'm giving you a big air hug in this moment. I am never shaming the mom who has to go back to work after days having her newborn baby. My heart breaks for her because that's not how it should ever be. I wish we could go back to those days when we lived in teepees and not four walls. I wish we had an open door policy where people could just peek their head in to see how we were doing. I wish, but I can't make it come back. But what I can do is let this be the teepee experience. Let this be the place where we come together, we have our powwows, and we acknowledge each other, we validate each other, and we support each other. So please use this space as a support system for you. That's what I want it to be, and that's what I hope you always feel in this place and in this space. Somewhere along the way, mothers were taught that after birth, we should be able to do everything. Care for the newborn, keep the house running, show up for everyone else. Does that sound familiar? And somehow still look like we have it all together. This version of motherhood is brand new, and it might be one of the reasons so many mothers feel like they're drowning. Here's the reality. Think about what happens after a baby is born. A woman's body has just gone through one of the most intense physical events a human can ever experience. Hormones are shifting rapidly. Sleep disappears overnight. Her entire identity is changing and will be changed for the rest of her life. And yet, within days or weeks, she is expected to return back to her normal routine, bounce back, and just act like everything is normal when it is just not. She's expected to clean the house, cook the meals, care for the baby or multiple children if we've got multiples already. And sometimes, most of the time, she's expected to return to work while all running on almost no sleep. That's superhuman behavior. And it is superhuman behavior. But here's the lie. Are you ready? This is the lie. Somewhere in our culture, this idea formed that a good mother should be able to handle all of it. And that if you're struggling, if you're overwhelmed, then you just might not be strong enough. Like, if you're barely keeping your head above water, sorry, you just aren't that good of a mom, or you're just not that strong. You're not strong enough to handle this. that there's better, stronger mothers out there who are doing it without complaining, without having a hard time. They're not experiencing that postpartum depression that you are. But guess what? That belief is a lie. Because mothers were never meant to do this alone. So if you are doing it alone, and you are struggling, but you're still doing it like a superhuman, please give yourself some grace. I think it's important that we shift our perspective, or we just change our perspective a little bit. For most of human history, postpartum looks completely different. Women rested, they were supported by their tribes, they were supported by their mothers, their families, their communities surrounded the mother. Food was literally brought to her. That sounds like it's a pretty good idea because she's probably still bleeding and her pelvic floor is healing, so she shouldn't be running around like a mad woman everywhere. Maybe we should tend to the mother who just birthed a whole human from her portal, and her pelvic floor needs healing. So if she's running around trying to clean the floors, trying to cook breakfast and run the kids to school and return to work days after having that baby, she's not able to heal. At the very most, can we let the mother properly heal without her feeling like she's weak or that she should have already handled this? Her only job was to cover and care for the baby. Wow, what an idea. The mother was cared for. That's the whole point. So she could care for the baby. But today, once the mom goes home and she returns home, most likely she's returning to an empty home. Most women aren't prepared postpartum wise with the frozen meals. Hopefully they have some meals brought to them, but I know there's women who don't get that experience. They're just expected to figure it all out on their own. Here's the thing. It is almost seen as normal here in America to do it all. There's no questions asked. It's just what's expected. And I think we've silenced ourselves to our wants and our desires because it feels impossible to imagine a place in a world where we could get that support, get that postpartum care that we rightfully deserve and that we once received. And now we're stuck to our own devices to do it on our own. For many women, they don't have a mother, they don't have support, they don't have a support system. And that's the reality that my heart aches for that reality. My heart aches for that mom, because I also am aware the long-term effect that has, because her nervous system isn't healing and it's never being able to heal. It is creating a trauma for her children that they're carrying over to then their children. It's this continuum. And that's where my frustration comes, is that we want these women to be kind and courteous and polite and to not have an attitude and to do it all without questioning authority. Like, okay, but in what reality and when are we going to take a moment to see that woman, to see that new mom, to take a pause and change our perspective, put ourselves in her shoes? There's a reason why women respond the way we do. It's not because we're itchy and we just want to have an attitude all the time. I think we're flipping tired of having to do it all, and still we're supposed to do it all with a good attitude. But when are we ever going to have a support and someone to come over to us and say, you know what, I'm going to give you my hand and I'm going to help you. I'm going to pick you up while you're down. I'm not going to keep beating you while you're down. And so this conversation, it's a lot. I'm feeling a lot of emotion recording it, because there are women who are having to do all of this and go to work while their bodies are literally trying to recover. We're literally giving these athletes who get injured weeks and months of recovery time. They don't lose pay, they don't lose their insurance benefits, they don't lose anything, they probably gain a lot. they get that rest that they need, and then we give these mothers nothing. Like, there's no package for these women that says, hey, you just birthed an entire human, your pelvic floor received a lot of trauma, you potentially have ripped yourself to some severe degrees that needs therapy and time to heal without movement. And there is nothing set up for these mothers to receive that care, because a lot of moms are going back to work while still bleeding. It took me weeks to stop bleeding. After my first, and for sure after my second, my twin birth, because I did tear. My friend, she has a podcast, interviewed a midwife who was a midwife in the UK, and now she's a midwife here in the US. And in the UK, it is a part of their insurance. I think it's a part of the insurance, if not just connected with the hospital. Nonetheless, it's connected, where it's not out of pocket, where the midwife will come to the mother's home. Like, I mean, it is like a mandatory thing to check on the mom randomly, multiple times. It's not an expense that the mom is paying for. Because if the mom had to pay for it like we do here in the US, they wouldn't do it, because especially nowadays, everything's expensive. And if you're, for example, wanting to have a home birth, none of that is covered by insurance. So everything's out of pocket. So the last thing you're thinking of is, now I have to pay more money, additional money for postpartum care, and you're already out all this money, right? Because nothing is covered by insurance. But in the UK, it is all covered. And they're like, of course we're going to take care of our new moms. Of course we're going to show up for her. Of course we're going to help her with the baby. Of course we're going to check her. Of course we're going to help her with food. Of course, because that mom needs to heal. But there's no thought about that here. I really hope it's very clear that I'm here to be a support for all women in all areas of life. I recognize that there's women who have no choice. They have to go back to work after having their baby days old, right? They have no choice because of their life circumstances. And I hope that you know, I'm never taking away from that woman who literally has no choice. I'm in no way shaming you that you shouldn't be a superhuman, because you are a superhuman whether you want to or not. We all are. But I want to just always validate that mom who is feeling alone in a darkness, feeling shame that she's having a hard time doing it all. And I'm trying to bring this back full circle to say, you were never supposed to. And I don't want to get stuck there, because that's sad, right? Like, if I was never supposed to, then why am I doing it? That just makes me feel worse. I just want you to know, like, don't feel like you're failing, because you're not failing. You're doing an incredible job. You're maybe in survival mode, and I'm sorry that you're in survival mode, but there's so much strength and beauty that comes out of survivor mode when you can get out of that and you can be in, like, turning into like more thriving while still surviving and being that superhuman. I hope you've learned so many lessons in that season of life. I hope you've gained strength that you've never felt before. And I hope that you're empowered knowing, like, you are doing it. You're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard day. You're going to cry. You're going to have those crappy days. But don't let that take away from your power. And then again, just prefacing, you weren't supposed to do it alone. So don't put all that pressure on you. Like, you can still do it all, but don't let this lie tell you that you're a horrible mom when you're having a hard time doing it all, because you just weren't supposed to do it all. So this video is to give yourself grace. Like, I want you to give yourself grace, because I need to give myself grace. I need to be reminded to give myself grace when I'm cracking and I'm losing my mind. You deserve it too. In closing, I just want to remind you to please give yourself grace. You are a superhuman. You are a superwoman. That is not a lie. The lie is that there's someone else out there doing it better than you. That there's someone else out there not struggling, crying at 2 a.m., praying to God, asking for help, feeling like a failure. Like, no. We're all going through it. We're all having a hard time. if I could encourage you in something that has helped me. Getting out when you feel like you just want to stay in. If you can get out, go to a park with your kids. Go to, we have like a discovery center. Going to places where there's other mothers and putting yourself out there has helped me tremendously. I always say that vulnerability is my superpower because I really am just not ashamed or afraid to just show what's on my sleeve. Like, this is what I've got going on. I tend to dump on people. I'm doing better now that I have a therapist, but doing that shows people where I am. It shows my authentic self immediately. Like, you don't have to question me or my motives. Like, you just know. And I have made so many mom friends in this season of my life because of that. So it feels scary. It feels like, are they gonna judge me? But immediately, once you start talking, all the walls come down. They're like, girl, me too. I've got this going on. I'm so glad you said this because I was just last night thinking about it. Like, you will start to connect with people in such a true, authentic way that it validates you immediately that you're not wrong in what you're going through. You give yourself grace immediately. I hope you will. And then you get friends. Then your kids get some friends. And then you meet people who are like-minded, who can support you, that maybe you don't have that support at home. So if you are struggling, I encourage you desperately to go on Facebook. You find groups there, or just go to parks. Go where there's other moms and start talking. It doesn't have to be too over the top. Just start talking, and I guarantee you are gonna find a tribe, and that's what you deserve, is a tribe. Get out there, give yourself a hug. You're gonna be okay. This tribe over here, Postpartum Sanctuary, we have your back. Your new mom friends are gonna have your back, and I hope that you have your own back. If this conversation or any of the conversations we've had in the past and the future that are gonna come, if anything resonates to you, please please subscribe. Please share it to a mom who might be going through something similar, who may benefit from this conversation. These are all real experiences that I am going through that I just wanna talk about too. So I'm still in a tough season, but this, showing up to this channel, helps me tremendously. So I hope this helps you as well. Please subscribe, do all the things, and have a